Welcome to PoliPulse, your daily South African political pulse. Today, the Madlanga Commission is back in the spotlight, and there are fresh revelations about state capture that you need to hear. Stick with me for the breakdown. Here's what's happening. Click, like, and subscribe. Roll the clips.
Yeah.
When no DDPP is appointed to head or to be a project owner of a matter, what could be the reason?
Commissioner, I find it difficult to explain. Because that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen. Otherwise, investigations are going to stall. They're going to find it difficult to get information from service providers. And in such a situation, you also don't have leadership. You don't have anyone guiding and helping the team, and so that they can wrap up the. Everybody's going to do as they please. So that's why you need a leader in the form of a DDPP to help direct the team.
It's like a soccer team playing a match without a coach.
Indeed, Commissioner.
It can happen, but it shouldn't happen.
They are going to kick the ball all over without any direction. My involvement in the Mokwele matter, at paragraph 21, on the morning of 27 June 2005, I arrived at the office as usual, around about 7:30. On my way to my office, I found colleagues in one of the offices discussing an arrest which IDK had conducted the previous day, which was the 26th of June 2025. This arrest was on a number of high-ranking police officers.
I'm thinking once an IDK matter reaches the stage of an arrest, there would surely have been some investigations already.
Indeed, Commissioner, you cannot arrest without...
That is investigations within IDK itself.
That is what has to happen. You cannot arrest without doing investigations. You cannot arrest without coming to a decision that we've done so much work, we are ready, or we still have shortages here and here. So the team must meet and...
But we have enough to arrest.
We have enough to arrest.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, the way you frame it in this, in these two sentences, it appears you are not aware at all that there were any investigations, and not just investigations that ought to have led to the arrests you heard about this morning.
Yes. Chair, what I'm stating there, indeed, is I was not aware, but it's because this case was not in my group. I get to the office, and the office is buzzing with people talking.
You're sinking. You feel the pressure, the unknown. It's closing in. You try to stay strong, but the worries of the future feel like they're pulling you under. Life seems chaotic and out of control. In the storms of life, where do you turn? In times of uncertainty, there is one that will carry you through. He is an anchor of hope and peace. That anchor is Jesus, God's Son, who died on the cross for you. He took our burdens upon himself and rose from the dead to offer eternal life to anyone who asks for forgiveness and trusts in him. When things feel unstable, you don't have to drift through the unknown alone. Let Jesus be the anchor that holds you steady. Click to connect with an online volunteer to learn more about starting a relationship with Jesus.
Unusual, since every matter is headed by a DPPP as its project owner.
Advocate Sereni, before you move away, was it out of concern at that point, or was it interest? And if it's concern, why were you concerned at that point?
It was more out of interest. Everybody's talking about this case. Generals in the police arrested, and naturally, as a leader myself in the structure, that draws me to a point of wanting to know which cases, who are handling this case, which cases,
Would you?
And that is what then leads me to paragraph 3, where as I'm inquiring, I'm then told that Advocate Joy Tlatswayo, who was one of our junior state advocates, and who was at the time reporting to me, or reporting to my group, and who, without belittling her or anything, she was amongst the most junior in the office. I'm told she's the one who's handling this case. I established that she was appearing.
Can I just, before we forget it, from your description or allocation of the 4 streams and the DDPPs that you allocated there, it seems that Advocate Paul Lowe would have been the DDPP responsible for this stream, because I think you said intelligence, he was responsible for that.
Indeed, Commissioner. If things were done in accordance with the manual,
Yes.
Advocate Lowe ought to have been the project owner, the DDPP in the case. But if I remember well, he was also there in the office that morning, and that is why he didn't appear to know anything about this case as well. And that is what was strange.
Yeah, another kink, as it were, would have been the fact that one of your prosecutors, Advocate Tlatswayo, was the prosecutor. You told us that if someone were to be taken from a deputy by another deputy, there would be a discussion between the deputies. Obviously, from what you say here, nobody had approached you and asked that Advocate Tlatswayo be part of the prosecution in another group or team. So, as I say, so that's another kink, or that's another anomaly.
Indeed, Commissioners.
And I also see the name of Mr. Brian Padiachi. Was he not a senior investigator in your team?
Padayashi was not in my team.
He was not in your team.
Yes, I think he was in the security cluster.
Someone else's team.
Yes.
So it looks like
But it was strange that a junior prosecutor was reporting to me is allocated to this case without me having been engaged. Not that it doesn't happen, like I said, I would have expected, say, maybe Advocate Paul Lowe, if he was part of that group, to have discussed the matter with me, to say, we need a prosecutor, we're having a shortage. Do you have a lot of work for Joy? If I said no, then we agree they can utilize it.
And was this the right team for, or rather, was this the right case for Mr. Padiachi? Or was he too misplaced, as it were?
He's a senior criminal investigator, Chair. I would believe he was suited to part of this.
I'm asking in the context of the different groups. For example, Commissioner Baloyi said this was an intelligence matter which would have fallen under Deputy Lowe. Yes. So did Mr. Padiachi work under Deputy Lowe?
He was working under Advocate Lowe.
Oh,
so he was in the security cluster, which was headed by Advocate Lowe.
That's what I wanted to
The only amazing thing is that Advocate Lowe appeared also not to know about this case, because I saw him in the office that morning.
Yes.
He was not properly dressed for court, or at least that he knew about the case.
So when you inquired, what case is this and what have these generals been arrested for? He too did not respond and say this is what happened and this is why they were arrested. He appeared to be in the dark as well.
He appeared to be in the dark like I was. He did not know about the case.
Advocate Sigerunye, ordinarily who allocates matters to junior prosecutors in the IDK? So take, for example, Advocate Tlatswayo, who ordinarily allocates matters to prosecutors at A level. Is it the ID or is it the DDPPs?
It will be me. It will be me as the DPPP in that group. I would look at the setup of the team to say, I need, say, maybe 1 or 2 juniors. Let me go for Advocate Latshwayo and so and so.
Can Mr. Sissoko allocate a matter to
No,
a junior prosecutor?
That doesn't fall within his mandate.
Ordinarily, only a DDPP would.
And that's your PoliPulse brief for today. If this helped you make sense of the madness, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a breakdown. For more South African stories from a youth perspective, check out our sister channel at Mzansi Pulse. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay sharp, South Africa.